Hi, everyone. I think we are live. I'll just say hello, hello, hello until it shows up for me. Oh, you could type in the comments here. Just say hi and maybe hashtag live if you're here with me live. Today, I am excited. We are going to be talking about the top mindset shifts you need to make to start thinking like a successful CEO. And if you're here with me watching the replay, you can do hashtag replay in the comments. And if you're here on YouTube, please like and subscribe. So yeah, I'm excited. If you've got any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. Thanks for joining me. I'm here every Thursday at 3 p.m. in the Business Growth Blueprint group on Facebook. Yes, it's for women entrepreneurs, well, any entrepreneurs. I love men too. Women entrepreneurs, any entrepreneurs, usually service-based entrepreneurs that want to create a high-ticket package, program, offer, something like that. This is the place to be, okay? Business Growth Blueprint. I help entrepreneurs set up their business system so that they can have time and money freedom to do what they love to do. And so today we're going to be talking about the mindset shifts to start helping you think like that successful CEO, because I talk about this a lot. Okay, we have mindset's 80% of it. All the fancy marketing tools in the world are not going to help you if your mindset isn't in the right spot. So, and when I talk about mindset, I'm not talking about woo-woo, positive mindset. I mean, that's a little part of it. But what I'm talking about is employee versus empire mindset. Okay. In business school, they teach you, spreadsheets and stuff, but mindset is rarely ever discussed. And it's imperative to get you to where you want to go, especially if you want a big empire. But we're talking about mini empires here too. It doesn't have to be a big empire. Not everybody wants that big empire. Some people just want to have those systems in place so that they can have like great experiences, quality time with their family, just enough to be, not have to worry about things like that. That's what I call a mini empire. And then there's others that are just like, no, we're going to go for the sky, the moon, the universe. We're going to build this giant empire and millions. So it's that and everything in between. Okay. So I can tell you though, in school, that the mindset, like they're not teaching this stuff, right? But the mindset of really high successful individuals is far different from how most people think, because we are taught to be employees our whole lives. Our whole society, our whole system teaches us, go to school, get good grades, get a good job, work, do, right? And then let's not even mention, all the programming that goes into money, okay, in our society or in our families, all those great sayings, money doesn't grow on trees and we can't afford that and all these different things, right? You get programmed your whole life with this, and then that's the relationship with money that you develop, okay? So this is really, really, really important what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're watching. I think some things might shift for you from here to get you to that next level that you're looking for. Because I myself had to make these mindset changes even though I was really lucky to have a father that was an entrepreneur, a father who was a business owner. So when I was 4 years old, I was in the back rooms of his optical stores, dyeing lenses, bored out of my mind. But looking back on it, what I was really witnessing was his customer service. I was witnessing how he does his marketing. How does he do exposure? Like, he taught me so many things just from seeing, but most people in society, in our society, are not exposed to those things. But even though I was exposed to those things, I still had to make these mindset shifts to get to the level that I really wanted to get to, and to where I am now in my business. There was a lot of work I needed to do with my mindset as well. And my coach helped me with that. So I also empower my clients to take on these same shifts in their thinking so that they can continually scale their businesses. So let me share with you what these are. Okay. So the first shift that you need to make is starting to think from your goals, not of your goals. Okay. So I'm going to say that again. Start thinking from your goals, not of your goals. Okay. This is a big one because a lot of people some people don't even know what their goals are, right? They're not really clear on what they even want to achieve. And that's a big problem because let's say, well, you need that destination, right? So let's say you're going to go use a GPS. What's the first thing you need to do? You need to put in that destination. If you don't have that destination with the GPS, what happens? You just go around in circles or you stay in the same place, right? You're not going to go anywhere. So you need where you are currently and you need a clear destination. Okay. And so having that first, having that clear destination, that visualization, like what is it that you even want to create? This is so imperative because I can't help anybody. Nobody can help anybody as a mentor, as a coach to get people to where they want to go if they don't want to know where they want to go. You're not going to be able to do it yourself if you're not clear on what it is that you want to achieve. It has to start there. And then you have to start thinking from those goals. And what I mean is you need to start thinking of your goals as already something that is real now. Like it's already happened. So consider it as an achievement already. And this means that you start being grateful in advance and you already celebrate those goals as if they're already happening and they're already a reality. Okay, let me just show you something actually. So I don't know if you can see this, it's kind of covered, but on my cell phone, for example, my wallpaper, it says, thank you for, I think we're at 50,000. I think I surpassed that. Thank you for my 50,000 a month. That's what it is. And I've got my Tesla on there. I've got my gym membership at Equinox on there. Those are things that I put on there years ago. These are things that I was appreciating that I already achieved. And guess what? I've got those things already. I've got those things. There's a few things on there that I haven't achieved, but pretty much everything on there has already been achieved. I need to switch it out now for the next level, right? But anyway, this means just being grateful in advance. So thank you for that already. You've already celebrated your goals as if they've already happened and they're already a reality. So what is it that you want to create? And then already be thankful for them that they've already happened. Because when you do this, you're training your subconscious mind to think of your goals as already done. It's done, it's done, it's done. And believe me, it can absolutely transform your life if you just do this one thing. Okay. Take 5 minutes before you start your day and just be grateful for those things that you want. You can write it in a journal. You can sit there, close your eyes and just visualize it and just be thankful. It's the first thing I do when I wake up. I wake up and I actually look around my room and I just say, oh, I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for that. All the things that I see in my room first thing in the morning. It's these aspects of appreciation, right? So I start with that, and then I'll do a quick 5-minute visualization or journaling, thanking for what I already have in the future. Does that make sense? So I don't know how it works. I can't explain it in detail, but I do know it because I've seen it happen over and over and over and over and over again in my life. Okay. And in other people's lives as well. Right. I was living the life with the lavish everything and had everything. And I was like, you know what? This is so complicated. I was living such a complicated life. I'm like, I just want simple. I just want simple. It can go the other way too. And guess what I got? I got a simple life. I was like, I just want a child. I just want to live a simple life and have this cute, cozy house in the suburbs. And it all happened. Okay. So with my clients, we have these celebrations every Monday because I always say you get more of what you focus on, whether it's positive, whether it's negative. You're going to get more of what you focus on because where attention goes, energy flows, right? And so on Mondays, we always start off with a celebration. What are you celebrating today? What's a win you can share with us today, right? And this is our time to share exclusively about the things that we're grateful for. And what that does is it just sets the tone for the whole week. And it puts you in a place where you're just constantly aware of the good stuff instead of looking at the things that are lacking or aren't working, right? Because we could constantly be like, oh, this isn't working. I'm not getting any clients. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. This ad doesn't work. This copy's not working. Nobody's responding, right? Like we can go into that. And again, it's more of what we focus on, or nobody has any money. Everybody's broke. Da, 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 da. Guess what you get more of, right? So you're then, when you're focused on, the positive and the good stuff. Instead, you're then able to maximize what is available for you, and you work with that. And then you begin to see amazing results instead of being stuck in scarcity. Okay. And then you start making decisions that are based on your dreams, start recognizing things, they'll start showing up, right? When you're clear on this and you're doing it this way, things will show up, and then you'll be like, oh, that's going to get me closer to my goal. Oh, that's going to get me closer to my goal. You'll just be better aligned with your goals since you start working for them, or from them, I should say, not for them, from them instead of towards them. Make sense? So, for example, like an ordinary person who gets into a call with you might say, like, I'm broke, I can't afford this, I can't afford whatever you're offering, right? But a rich and successful person will not get stopped by that. Okay. She'll find a way. She'll get resourceful because she's in it for her dream. She's committed to it, right? And she's not going to back down. She's going to look everywhere and figure it out. She's going to keep racking her brain. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to have this, right? If there's a will, there's a way. So if you're connected and committed to your dream, you'll find those resources, and you'll get creative, and you'll think of ways to pay for that ad, or to hire that coach, or to purchase that software, or whatever it is, right? There's always a way for those that are committed, but those that aren't will always have what? Excuses, right? So it's not enough to really put up a vision board and just visualize how you want things to be. I mean, it can help, right? And I do vision boards myself, and I do recommend them because, especially, there's a way to do it, right? With a lot of intention and a lot of feeling. I used to teach vision board workshops, actually. So I do believe that that is one part of it. It really helps with the visualization. It really helps to get clear on what you want. But you have to be faithful to that dream and start acting, taking action, and making those decisions accordingly, right? According to what it's going to take to get you there. Even if you don't know what the how is, it doesn't matter, right? But things will start to show up. And because you're so clear on that, you'll recognize them. If you're not, then you won't. Make sense? So think for a moment, what would I do if I was a rich CEO, right? If I'm in charge of my own destiny, just think that for a minute, just feel that for a minute. You'll never really completely understand like the tremendous power of being grateful in advance if you don't go out there and take that leap of faith. Okay. So, I mean, sure, it can be terrifying, right? A lot of people, it's really uncomfortable, but it's the first step to walking into your dream life. Okay. You got to believe it. It's really about believing. Okay. Knowing, believing. As soon as you know, as soon as you believe, you've got that clarity around it. It happens. Believe me, it's happened for me over and over and over again. I can see it clearly how it all works. It's really interesting. And years and years and years ago, I was talking to a friend, trying to explain this whole thing, what I'm kind of talking about now. And I was really having a kind of a hard time explaining what I meant. And then all of a sudden that movie, The Secret, came out. I don't know if any of you have heard of The Secret, but I saw it and I was like, this is what I was talking about. So it's part of it though. The Secret does a pretty good job of explaining it, except I think they miss the action part, or they don't really press on the action part. You need to take action. You need to believe it. You need to know it. First, you need to visualize it. Or what's that saying actually? If you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. It really is that, but you have to take the action in there, and it's aligned action when you're appreciating it, when you're grateful for it, with that gratitude. Does that make sense? So know what you want, visualize it, be grateful for it in advance, then live in a way that, and make decisions that are in alignment with that. Okay. Bring in those goals to your life as if they were already like happening, and as if you were already that person that you've always wanted to be. So success comes with big, bold decisions too, and big, bold, decisive actions. Like what Martin Luther King said, you don't need to see like the whole staircase. You just need to see the next step. So, but having that visualization is going to allow you to see that next step. So in business, you don't need to get everything perfect before you start. You can just refine it as you go and start making money in the process, and then tweak things along the way, right? Taking that action. Don't be stuck with analysis paralysis, where you tend to overthink everything and then you end up not doing anything at all. Or you do this busy work all the time, right? Keeping you busy because you're not really clear on what to do. So successful people have made peace with taking risks. Okay, so that brings us into the second mindset shift. Number 2 is successful, rich CEOs take the biggest shortcuts in the world, and that is mentoring. Okay, mentoring, coaching, whatever you want to call it. They're not out there reinventing the wheel. They find someone who is out there doing it, and then hire them and get it done. They find a way to hire and get it done. Even when starting, right? When I was starting out in my own coaching business, I knew a lot of stuff that I'm teaching my clients. Okay. I've been doing it a long time. I've been a business coach really since 1996. I've been coaching business owners to success since 1996. So a long time. I see the formula over and over again. I've started 8 businesses of my own over the years, but I didn't know everything. Okay. I knew from the very beginning that if I wanted to make this business that I'm doing now profitable and sustainable, then I would need to spend some resources in order to learn from the best. Okay. So I asked around. I found, some really great mentors, some really great coaches, and I hired them to do what I wanted to learn quickly instead of trying to figure it out all by myself and taking months, years, whatever. Why do that? I knew that the longer it takes, the more money I'm not making, right? So it's like, I need to figure this stuff out quick so I can start making money quick, because each month that goes by, I still have bills to pay, right? So I needed to bring that money in as quickly as possible, and then so I could scale. So if I went on to figure it all out on my own, it would have taken me way too long, and might have even needed a miracle to get my business off the ground if I had no help whatsoever. So, and then again, I talk about this, and I don't want to get too off track, but there's a lot of different pieces to the puzzle. There's a lot of different pieces to business. There's a framework, and then there's also, there's all those pieces within that framework. And if they don't go together, it's not going to work. So if you're trying to gather all these pieces from different places and not being able to fit them together, like trying to fit this puzzle together by yourself, it's very challenging. Or if you're getting pieces from different places, they're not all going to go together. And building a successful business is like that. You've got to build it from one end to the next, all together with all the pieces in the right order, and you don't miss a step, otherwise it won't work. So anyway, please don't try to figure things out from scratch if you've never done it before. This is why most entrepreneurs fail, because they just don't know the road ahead. They don't know what they're getting themselves into because they don't have that guide or that roadmap, that step-by-step roadmap. So get a mentor who can show you where to step and not to step, basically, right? Like, and when you run into problems, they'll be able to support you all the way through it, like that, right? And a community too. Community is really, really great to have as well, of same like-minded people who are up to the same things. So someone that can, find a mentor type thing that can kind of see things that you might not even realize that you're doing too, because that could be sabotaging your results. Okay, there's a lot of like kind of back to that programming that I was talking about earlier. Like there's a lot of pre-programmed beliefs that we might be telling ourselves that we don't even realize. And it's just like, we need to pull those out so that we can get out of our own way to succeed. And a mentor who can do that, and who can prove that they can do that because they've done it for countless others, that's the type of person that you want to look for, is someone that can hold you accountable, someone that can recognize and spot patterns in you that might be holding you back, and that can do it with a variety of different people. Okay, so if you find someone who's been doing what you've always wanted to do, then go out there and learn from her, okay, or him, or whatever. Go out and learn from them, because of course it'll cost you, but like I said, the time is what is the most expensive thing. If you think, oh, I'm going to do it like the cheap and free way and figure it out myself, and then a year passes by and you're not making that income, but you could have hired somebody, like, let's say, for example, you want to make $10,000 a month. Okay. Let's just say $10,000 a month, just for easy numbers. And you find somebody that can teach you how to get set up properly so that you can get the right people finding you, calling you, paying you consistently for what you have to offer. And you start hitting that 10,000 a month in, let's say, 2 or 3 months, versus if it takes you a year, right? That's 9 months of income that you lost out on if you take a year versus the 3 months if you had hired a mentor. So even if you paid them $10,000, right? You, instead of paying them $10,000 to learn in 3 months, you would have lost 9 months at 10,000, that's 90,000. You would have lost 90,000 instead of 10,000, right? So it's kind of a shift in thinking. People don't typically think that way. And this is perfect for this because this is what we're talking about, mindset, right? There's all these different shifts that happen, that most, like, a lot of people think a certain way, but it's really a different way. Anyway, so that's what I mean when it'll cost you up front, but it will save you in the long run, right? Especially if you want an expert to mentor you. But I promise you, it will be worth it because it'll just take so much of the guesswork out of what you want to do. Like, especially if it's setting up your business, if you're trying to figure out how to set up your business properly, again, to get these right people finding you, calling you, and paying you, the longer it takes you to figure that out, the more money you're losing over time, right? So now this brings us to the third piece of this millionaire mindset, okay, the CEO mindset, that I'm sharing with you today, and that is be decisive, okay? Number 3 is be decisive, okay? Successful entrepreneurs take bold action. So if you're trying to do something worthwhile, something that improves people's lives, and you're taking these bold actions, then you're going to be unstoppable. Okay. The worst place to be when you're building a business is in hesitation or having one foot in, one foot out type of thing. Okay. That just doesn't work. Okay. It's tough to be a service-based entrepreneur. Okay. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. It's tough. Any kind of business owner, it's tough. Okay. I feel like you have more control over what you're doing than working for somebody else, because you get to control how your destiny turns out. You get to control how your business works, instead of relying on someone else that may or may not know what they're doing. And then you get laid off or have to get a new job every, 2-3 years or whatever it is. But it's not easy. Okay. It's not easy being an entrepreneur. It's not easy being a business owner, especially because we've been programmed to be workers our whole lives. So that if you don't shift out of that first, it's really, really tough. But when you understand it, when you've got clarity around how it all works, right? You've shifted from that employee versus empire mindset, I call it, or the employee versus CEO mindset. It's a lot easier. Okay. But it is possible to build and scale one, even though it's tough. And it can be simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. But again, simple, not easy. I like to say, okay. So what will make it impossible though for you is if you're at war with yourself all the time. If you keep changing your mind about who you want to work with or how much you want to be charging, then it's going to take a lot of energy to do that. And if you're not clear around that, it's just going to take longer and longer, right? How do I reach these people? Do I do cold calling? Do I do Facebook? Do I do TikTok? Do I do Instagram? Where are they hanging out? Who is my market? Like there's so many different pieces. How do we do ads? Maybe I don't know, do ads. Maybe I hire somebody and then I don't know what to tell them. Like there's just so many things. But anyway, you absolutely have to master making decisions. Okay. Because every successful person that you're going to meet, it is a decisive one. Okay. Bottom line. If you're like initiating, if you're playing offensive instead of merely reacting to every other thing that comes your way, then you're well on your way to success. Does that make sense? So put in the comments below if you're still following with me. I'm just going to take a peek. Okay. Looks good. Okay. Awesome. So, yeah. So just taking that initiation, instead of reacting, right? Like that just doesn't work. So if I put in the work and say it fails, okay, there's really no fail, because then I get back in the game. I get to fix what needs fixing quickly, and I adjust quickly so I can figure out what does work. right? And then if you have that mentor taking out all that guesswork, you know exactly what to focus on. So you're not spinning your wheels, you're not wasting your time, you're not confused. There's a clear path from where you are today to where you want to go, step by step, with support and hand holding, most likely. You know, if it's an expert mentor, that's what they would do. But you got to be all in, right? A passive mindset where you sit around and not do anything is not going to get you where you want to go. Never mind if what you want, you know, seems kind of crazy to most people. And a lot of people think that if they're not business owners or entrepreneurs, it's just the way they think. It's just the way it is, right? So you want to be a world changer, then you have to do what seems impossible or sometimes borderline crazy for most people, because again, they've been taught to be workers their whole lives. Now you're going out and creating this business. It's like, what are you doing? What you want to make 50,000 a month? How is that even possible? Most people make 50,000 a year, right? So if you're trying to build a business, congratulations to you already, because most people won't even take that shot at their dreams. It's pretty scary. I still remember when I actually left my job and started full-time, just my own, you know, it was scary again, because it was that programming that we've been programmed our whole lives. And I think I was 33 when I first quit my job. Yeah, I think so. So around there anyway, but you know, it's scary. Most people, they're just afraid of making those tough decisions, really. So never mind if you already failed at the first try. So what, too, right? Like, did you stop dating after your first love broke your heart? No, right? Maybe you hired a mentor and they didn't work out. You didn't get the results that you wanted. And now you're scared to hire another one because it didn't work out with the first one. Just do better due diligence, right? But I'm sure you still got something out of that first one, right? But just remember, like, don't quit, don't stop, you know, just because maybe you didn't get the exact results that you were looking for with that first person. Again, it's just like dating, right? You didn't stop dating after you got your heart broken. So move on. Maybe this mentor coach, you know, broke your heart, and you got to heal and then get back on the horse and keep going. Right? That's part of being an entrepreneur too. You got to have grit. You've got to have tenacity to keep going, because there's always going to be ups and downs. There's always going to be challenges. That's a guarantee. But having that decisiveness, the resourcefulness, that grit, that tenacity, that determination, you're good. Okay. Just keep trying again, get that expert mentoring so that you can shortcut your way to success each time. Okay. Makes sense. So look, if you've taken the first step forward, okay, but you're still kind of feeling like maybe you're spinning your wheels, things are taking a little bit longer than you'd like to, and you want my help in setting up or scaling your business, then just type the word decided in the comments here, and I or someone from my team will get back to you with a DM. And we can, take it from there, see what you need, point you in the right direction, whether it be to like a specific training that might help you based on where you're at, what's going on. We'll ask you a few questions and find out, you know, what your goals are, basically what you're offering, what your challenges are, what you're doing right now. And based on that, we can kind of point you in the right direction, whether it be training or hopping on a call with us. Whatever it is for you, because everybody's different. So to recap, okay, these are the mindset shifts that you need to make if you want to start thinking like a rich, successful CEO. Number one is think from your goals, okay, from your goals, not of your goals. Think from your goals. Be appreciative and grateful and all that as though they've already happened. Make those decisions from that place. Number two, take that shortcut and get mentored by an expert mentor that, you know, takes you from where you are today to where you want to go. And number three is be decisive. Okay. Make decisions and recalibrate as you go along, but don't go 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Go all in, be committed, and be decisive. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that was insightful. And I'll just double check and make sure we don't have any. Oh, hey, Denise. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. So Denise says, I hired a mentor years ago, just like dating. Absolutely. So for sure. Yeah, get back on that horse, find someone that can help you. My pleasure. And yeah, I'm here every Thursday, 3 p.m. in the Business Growth Blueprint group, high ticket services that sell. Join us here if you're on YouTube. Come on in Facebook and join the community. It's awesome, amazing, heart-centered entrepreneurs in there. And I'm always posting really great, useful, valuable information to hopefully get you to that next step. So have a wonderful week. Oh, actually, next Thursday, I won't be here because it's Thanksgiving here in the United States. So I will not be here next Thursday. It'll go the following Thursday, but usually 3 p.m. Thursdays, I'm here doing these lives. So come join me. All right. Hope you have a wonderful week and take care. Bye. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.